Okay, this is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant for July 2020. And in the first week here, from the 1st through the 4th, we have the Page of Wands and the Three of Pentacles together. So that's really nice energy for going towards something that you want. The wands always represent our spirits, spiritual energy and the passion, to move through life. It's our life force energy. And with Sagittarius, you guys are always fiery and going for things. So that's really beautiful to see, to start off the month with. So going towards what you want, having the courage to go after it, and then noting that you'll probably have some collaboration and, some help, some support, that you won't be having to do it all by yourself. Now, sometimes it can be that the message is for the week to help you spiritually grow. It would be to put yourself out there and know that you have the support. There are other people. And it can also be that to be a little more assertive sometimes in the area of appreciating the people that are helping you. That could be one of them, or the message for some of you. But most of all, just to, keep putting your energy out there and going for what you want, and then, working with your team, working with your, if it's your family at home, or if it's, your team at work, or any type of collaboration that you're in with others. It looks like a really good week. So that's nice to see. Now with the second week here, we have from the 5th to the 11th, we have the 5 of Cups with the star. So that's this shows me that there's something that you've been focusing on, and there's some little ways that it didn't totally come through. But with the star, the message here is to never give up. It's little bits of losses or unfulfillments or disappointments. They are absolutely, just a part of life, and they're temporary. So it's really important to focus on what you want, which you can see here in the bowl that she's holding. Focus on what you want and know that you'll, if you keep putting it into the universe, that it'll finally come back. And you have the support of the universe. Oh my goodness, with the star here is one of the major gateways of the Arcana. This card is all about knowing that you can create just about anything you want within reason. And just because it didn't work out in the past does not mean that the future has to be that way at all. We're all just learning here, and we live and learn as we move through life. But to hold fast to your faith, the faith that you can create what it is that you want, that we are made of stardust. We have the universe within us, and there's no reason at all to ever think that we're just haplessly meandering through life as victims to it's not how it works at all. As mature adults, we learn that we co-create our own reality. And when things don't work out, we can still go, okay, well, maybe we were being protected. That's one thing that you can gather from the experience. Or maybe it was just something from the past that I needed to process through, to get me into the clear place. That's another way you could experience this. But to just hold fast to your spirit that is trying to, guide you and get you in the right direction and trying to bring you what it is that you really want. And then to also remember that it's already there for you in the spiritual realm. It's just a matter of, the time, being in the space-time continuum that we are in here on Earth. The spirit world, there's no such thing as time. So, it's already there. What you've been wanting and everything that you want is already there. Just be in the experience of already having it. Hold on to the place where you already have it inside of you, and guide your meditations in that direction. So for manifesting, it's important to be in the experience of having it already. That's how you actually bring it in. You don't bring it in by saying, please give it to me, to the universe. That's not how it works. You have to be in the place of having it inside of you, feeling yourself experience it, having it, and then it will come. And it may come really quickly. We have the Knight of Swords coming through. Like once you get that lesson and you start working with it in your meditation, things may move really quickly. the only thing I would say here, and this will be the week of the 12th to the 18th, is to be careful to not move too quickly. You may get some guidance that gets you going in the right direction really quickly, but be careful not to move too quickly in life. And then other times it can be there's an opportunity and you better jump on it, you know. But again, when it comes to like your physical movement in life, be careful. That's all I have to say. Like, you know, don't worry about going towards something quickly. You know, you of course check it out. Check in with your healthy boundaries. You know, what will it cost me, right? Will it bring back what I want? Is it a good thing to invest my energy and time in? That'll be the question for this week here, or the questions for the week. And just, yeah, you know, the Four of Pentacles is so beautiful with tapping into the place where you have healthy boundaries and you can manage your finances, you can manage your energy, that you know, your output into the world. And you know, I don't get that there's any kind of like hoarding type of a message here with this combination, not at all. I would say the message is more just be careful about going for something that looks like a really good deal, or some kind of, you know, get rich quick kind of a thing, like, or this is the way, this guy knows the way. Stop and be in your body, in your wisdom, you know. Fall back into the Star card here. Of course, put out there what you want, but be careful about moving too fast towards something. This card is a good one to slow you down, to get you into the stable place. The fours are all about stability. So yeah, move in the direction that you want to go in, but check things out before you actually go. That's the message there. Now in the fourth week, we have from the 19th to the 25th. This card, the Three of Swords, doesn't have to be this dramatic. Sometimes it can just be, you know, a momentary, oh my God, what's happening? My computer stopped working, or somebody snapped back at me coming from the wrong place, you know, on social media. Somehow I was misunderstood. It can be those little things. But just, you know, the message to me with this card is just don't betray yourself. Scream if you need to into a pillow, or if you're alone at home, you can yell. Just yell. Just get it out, and then get back into your centered, you know, beautiful place. With the Queen of Swords, these two coupled together can be that this is just something momentary that needs to clear out, or something that happened that didn't work out just right. And, you know, goodness knows, I mean, I think we're in, yeah, by the time I finish this reading, we'll be done. We'll be well into Mercury retrograde if we aren't already. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't be in a superstitious type of a place where you think everything's going to go wrong. Often there are, you know, computer updates and upgrades and things like that come through right after the process, but it gets us into a better place eventually, you know, hopefully. But most of all, it's, you know, anytime any planet is in retrograde, it doesn't mean the planet's going backwards. It's just our relationship with, you know, the way the planets are moving through around. The Earth is orbiting around. So with that said, retrogrades are just to review, redo, renew. You know, it doesn't mean don't do anything, because you would be, you know, not doing anything ever. So that's just, you know, if you have to sign a contract, just read the fine print. It's the way we should be all the time. We should all the time not be reacting. We should all the time be moving more slowly. We should always be checking inside before we say things, you know. So with Mercury retrograde, maybe somebody doesn't know that, you know, and they said something, or maybe you do, and then you go, oh shoot, you know, it's okay. You can correct it. You just, you know, you apologize and do your best, and then move forward. And that's what the Queen of Swords is all about. She's lived through enough experience of emotional reactive, you know, material coming up from within, and she's been able to meet the pain, and she's cleared it out, and now she has, you know, smooth sailing ahead. Normally this card has butterflies all around her. At the other, artwork with the other decks, usually she has butterflies around her throne and her crown. And so I always remember that the butterflies are about transformation. The way a caterpillar moves through the stages and then turns into a butterfly. So so she's been through her own, transformational process of experiencing some deaths, ego deaths, or maybe literal deaths. I mean, this card is one that does have to do with widows and widowers, but then coming through the other side, having gone through that experience, they tend to be very wise, and their mental, thinking is clear. Like their mental bodies are clear because of the emotional clearing that has come through. Now, in the worst sense case, like if these cards were both reversed, I don't read reversals, but like let's say in the lower levels of distortion, this could be a critical woman. There could be something that happens this week where somebody is critical. If that happens, don't take it personally. Not ever do you want to take so-called constructive criticism. If someone says, would you like some feedback, and you haven't asked for it, say no. Unless you really want it and there's somebody that you trust and that they know how to do loving confrontation and they know how to be kind. If you don't know that about them, say no, thank you, and then move on. But yeah, that's about all I have to say about that, I guess. And if it comes up from you and you said something a little critical without thinking first, if that happens, it's okay. Just make amends. Do your best to, make amends, and then you can truly forgive yourself and move forward, and you two will probably be even closer, which is a beautiful experience. We're all human, so as long as we're here breathing, we're probably going to make mistakes, and that's just a part of life, and there's no reason to, be harsh about it or judge ourselves harshly. So moving forward into the last week of the month, from the 26th through to the 31st, this can sometimes be like someone offering gifts, and it can be a little bit of a romantic type of a card. But coupled with the Four of Cups, whatever it is, I don't think it's what you really want. So I get the feeling that this week will be about tuning more into what you want. Now, on a pure physical level, this could be, because we have the imagery here of like going on a picnic. If you go on a picnic and you eat or drink too much, you're going to regret it the next, either later that day or that night or the next day. So that could be part of it. So you guys will have to let me know. But on the highest levels, I would say that to use the energy and consciousness of these two cards in the best light would be to focus on, because the Knights are always about action, and then with the Cups here, it has to do with relationships and feelings. So to focus on what it is that you really want to experience in relationship with others, and know that you have the power to give that to yourself first, and then from there you won't have disappointments. We're only disappointed in relationship when we don't yet know what we want, and then we have like a forcing current on somebody being perfect, like don't be like that guy I had before, or don't be like her, she was awful. It's when we haven't fully processed the past through that the disappointments can come in. This card can sometimes be a little bit of apathy, like when we're not sure what we want, we're thinking about what we want. Or that actually wouldn't be the apathetic form of it. The apathetic form would be not seeing what you actually have. She's looking more at the three cups over here that seem to be empty, and she's not looking at the one that is very full and beautiful. So to be grateful for all that you've had, whether the relationships were perfect or not, whether you're feeling like, because no relationship can be perfect. The key in relationship is to learn to trust yourself. and learn to love yourself first, and then you should have that healthy mirror. And meanwhile, the rest of the time you're just working out wherever you haven't either known what you really wanted or known all that's inside of you and needed to clear. But the opportunity to clear is here in the week before. So there may be some integration, some awareness of, I can really love myself and I can move towards loving myself, and then integrating those feelings together, because the fours, like I said before, they do represent stability. So through the experience of not having what you wanted, you will get clear finally with what you do want, and then that can be really beautiful. And it's it's just a process. So, okay, so that's it. That's all I have for the month. Take good care. Thank you guys for subscribing and liking, and be sure to watch your videos for your moon and your ascendant sign too, to get a more overall, rounded view of the month. Okay, take care. Like I said, bye.